President Joe Biden's push for a $1.9 trillion pandemic stimulus relief bill is forcing an internal reckoning, a crisis of sorts, that puts his instincts to work toward a bipartisan deal, one that Democrats and Republicans can both support, against the demands of an urgent crisis and his desire to deliver for those who helped elect him. So guys, as we've seen in prior stimulus negotiations, Republicans are in favor of an overall smaller package with reduced stimulus benefits, while Democrats are saying we need to go big, the risk is in not doing enough, not doing too much. So as you can see, we have a major difference in philosophy between the Republicans and the Democrats. Now, Biden has met with Republicans and Democratic leadership this past week to try to find common ground, and at this point it appears they are worlds apart. So Republicans' proposal is $1 trillion less than what Biden is proposing. In a statement this past week, Biden stated, "I have told both Republicans and Democrats that my preference is to work together. But if I have to choose between getting help right now to Americans who are hurting so badly and getting bogged down in a lengthy negotiation or compromising on a bill that's not up to the crisis, that's an easy choice. I'm going to help the American people who are hurting now." Alright, Joe. So in this video, I'm going to be providing an update on all things stimulus, what's going on with the third stimulus package, as well as an update on the $1,400 stimulus check. If this interests you, do me a favor and tap that like button. It really helps to support and grow the channel. Alright, so Congress has passed a budget resolution that clears the way for President Biden's $1.9 trillion stimulus plan. The House of Representatives this past Friday voted 219 to 209 to pass a budget resolution which would allow Democrats to pass a version of Biden's stimulus plan without Republican support. On top of that, the U.S. Senate also passed a budget resolution on Friday to pave the way forward for a third stimulus package. Now that vote was 50-50 in the U.S. Senate, with Vice President Kamala Harris casting her very first tie-breaking vote. So just so you guys know, this resolution process allows certain types of legislation to pass with a simple majority instead of the typical 60 votes needed to pass major legislation. So right now, the U.S. Senate is evenly divided 50-50, but under these circumstances, the Vice President is allowed to cast any tie-breaking vote, which gives Democrats a one-vote majority. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi stated, "We have been focused like a laser on getting this done. We need to be able to put vaccine in people's arms, money in people's pockets, children safely in schools, and workers at their job. That is what we are doing now." So this push for additional stimulus, and large stimulus for that matter, comes as there are new signs of a weakening U.S. economy. According to the latest U.S. jobs report, employers added just 49,000 jobs in January after cutting 227,000 jobs in December. So restaurants, retailers, manufacturers, and even the healthcare sector shed workers last month, meaning that private employers accounted for a gain of 6,000 jobs last month. When asked about these recent job numbers, Biden stated, "At this rate, it's going to take 10 years until we hit full employment. That's not hyperbole, that's a fact." So guys, I did review the recent jobs report, and it is definitely concerning. The retail sector cut 38,000 jobs, hospitality lost 61,000 jobs, and the national unemployment rate is sitting at 6.3%. There are still significant race and gender inequities that we see in these numbers. White women and men have the lowest unemployment rate at 5.5 and 5.1%. Latina women are at 8.8%, black women at 8.5%, and Asian women at 6.1%. And that is largely due to the mass reduction in jobs in the retail and hospitality industry. The reality is, guys, that many people are hurting right now. People are concerned about how they're going to put food on the table, how they're going to pay their rent and bills. So I'm hoping our politicians just get their act together and let's get help to the American people. Now, just so you guys know, some of the major components of the Biden $1.9 trillion stimulus plan includes $1,400 direct stimulus payments to individuals, raising unemployment benefits from $300 to $400 a week. If you remember, they initially were $600 a week and then they were reduced to $300. There's also a proposal to hike the federal minimum wage to $15 an hour, as well as $416 billion for vaccines, testings, and reopening schools. Now, the Republicans are pushing for $1,000 direct stimulus payments with much lower income threshold qualifications. They want to keep unemployment benefits at $300 a week, no minimum wage increase, $4 billion for health and substance abuse services, and $160 billion for vaccines and schools. Now, while I do think that raising the minimum wage would help lots of people, I do think that may be something that could be removed from this stimulus bill and possibly dealt with in a separate legislation, especially if the goal is to get a bill that both Democrats and Republicans can support. Also, in terms of the $1,400 stimulus checks, some are wanting income thresholds to be lowered from the $75,000 for individuals, $150,000 for married and joint filers, to $50,000 for individuals and $100,000 for married and joint filers. Know that Biden does not want to shrink the amount. He wants to stay with $1,400 stimulus checks to fulfill his campaign promise of $2,000. So $600 went out on the last round of stimulus checks, and with this round, another $1,400 would be a total of $2,000. Biden has stated he is open to negotiating the income threshold, but does not favor going from $1,400 to the Republican $1,000. So there's where we are, Joe-Dolls. Please comment below and let me know what you think about the new stimulus proposal. Do you guys support it? Does it go too far? Is it just right? Is it not enough? And this week is going to be busy as the Senate will be continuing to work on getting stimulus legislation drafted. And they're also going to be dealing with the impeachment trial of former President Donald Trump in relation to the Capitol Hill riots. Also, one more thing I forgot to mention. As far as time frame, Biden has stated he wants to have a package signed within the next 3 to 4 weeks. So based on this timetable, if everything goes as planned, people could expect to receive a third stimulus check, I say mid to late March. If you found value in the video, do me a favor and tap that like button and share it with others. It really helps to support and grow the channel. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell as I'm posting valuable new content multiple times a week. Thanks again for watching, and until next time.